surprise, a moment of perfection.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Honeybees Talk Show. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Dana Daye, and I want to welcome you to our show today. We have a wonderful show ahead of us. We have our guest today is Chaplain PJ Belanger. Did I say that right? I hope so. I think of the bakery. And yes. And we have a great topic, which I will talk about when I sit over at the couch. But before I do, I want to thank the Art House Theaters for having us here and letting us shoot our show in their restaurant, which is a 5-star restaurant located at 814 South 3rd Street. And if you are a guest of the restaurant and you mention social media shows, you'll get 20% off of your check. So that's always nice. And I'm going to start off with a song. So this is the month of October, and this is kind of a Halloween-themed song. So I'm going to sing a song for you by the Classics 4 called Spooky. In the cool of the evening when everything is getting kind of groovy, I call you up and ask you if you'd like to go with me and see a movie. We have 8 theaters here to go to. First to say no, you got some plans for the night, and then you stop and say, alright, love is kinda crazy with a spooky little boy like you. Always keep me guessing, I never seem to know what you were thinking. And if a girl looks at you, it's for sure your little eye will be a-winking. I get confused cause I don't know where I stand, and then you smile and hold my hand. Love is kinda crazy with a spooky little boy like you. Spooky, yeah, yeah, yeah. We have a cheerleader in the booth, an ex-cheerleader, a real ex-cheerleader. If you decide someday to stop this little game that you are playing, I'm gonna tell you all the things my little hip and dying to be saying. Just like a ghost, you go on haunting my dreams, so I'll propose on Halloween. Love is kinda crazy with a spooky little boy like you. Spooky, spooky, yeah, yeah. I said it's spooky, oh yeah. I said it's spooky, oh yeah. I said it's spooky, alright. I said it's spooky. Thank you. And I will see you at the couch. Thank you, Mike Dorton, for doing the music. Okay.
Hi there.
Hi, PJ.
That was beautiful.
Thank you. I love that
Fun
song.
song.
And I'm doing that song in a show on actually next Wednesday at the Mint Tavern.
How
I'm in a show called Crooners Inc. So I will be doing 3 songs, and that's one of them. So I was kind of practicing it. seeing how it went.
Fun. And it's true, most boys are spooky.
Spooky. They start out nice, and then you get to know they're a little spooky. No, not all of them. So how are you?
So
Look
I'm
beautiful.
great. I brought my cheerleading tassels. What do you call them?
Tassels, you're a pom-pom.
Pom-poms.
What
yes.
grade were you a cheerleader?
I was a cheerleader from third to, in third grade for a city team, and then in sixth, like in seventh and eighth grade.
I can see that because you have a lot of energy.
But it's my daughter was the real cheerleader.
You were
my
a
baby
cheerleader
girl.
daughter?
We took her all the way to the finals to
wow.
compete at Disneyland even.
Disneyland.
Yes.
That's a real cheerleader. Yeah, and I gave birth to a cheerleader myself. My
Yeah.
daughter was a cheerleader in high school.
What high school did she go to?
Well, that was in the Bay Area, in
Oh.
San Francisco Bay Area, so San Mateo High School.
San Mateo,
She's
wow.
28 now, but she was a
Wow.
cheerleader.
Same age.
The same age, 1992.
She was born 93.
Okay,
Yeah.
so basically the same age.
Sweet.
So welcome
Yes.
to Honeybees.
Thank you for having me.
You're
I'm
welcome.
excited.
And
I'm excited.
Yes, we've been looking forward to this. So on this show, it's based upon women's empowerment issues. So PJ and I will be talking about, you can tell them our topic.
Well, our topic tonight is triumph over trials. Life is hard. Can't we all raise our hands and say life is hard?
Can I get an amen
Life
on
is
that
hard. But you know, coming from hardships and living through hardships, we have to put together tools in our tool chest, emotionally, mentally, physically. And I have this here passion here because that's how I've had to live in order to stay overcoming. And I'm
Yes.
writing my book and my memoirs, which is going to be called "I'm a Lot More Sane Than I Have the Right to Be."
Oh, I love
Memoirs
that.
of an Overcomer.
Oh, that
And
is
so-
oh my
Yes.
God,
Do you like
that's
that?
great.
Memoirs of an Overcomer? You guys want to read that? Maybe it'll be like 3 volumes.
I'm writing a book called I Better Not Have Another Pink Box Donut. That's my book.
Oh, they're good.
I already had 1.5.
Aren't they
Okay, 2.
so good?
So anyway, but before we start, I want to ask you a little bit about you because I know we met a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
And then for the viewers that don't know you,
Yes.
I'm just going to ask you a couple questions. So you're writing a book about victory over
yes. How to be how I've overcome different things in my life. How to, basically take things that try to victimize us in
Yes,
life
yes.
and turn them into victories. How to be victorious over challenges.
Okay, so I'm going to take you back just a little bit about you. Where were you born? What city?
I was born in San Diego, and I grew up in Hermosa Beach, California.
Hermosa Beach. But you were telling me just to kind of, you had a kind of a not a real conventional childhood.
No, I was
which
raised
gave
in
you
foster
challenges.
care. Yes.
Yes.
I was raised in foster care. I was raised by legal guardians for most of my formative years, almost 12 years, 11 and a half years. And my
The same
childhood
family,
was very
or did you-
traumatic, but I didn't want to live from there. I didn't want to live as a defeated, suicidal teenager that I used to be. Actually, my name was Patty, by the way. PJ are my initials. PJ stands for Pure Joy, praising Jesus as his precious jewel. And I've had to change, God changed my name really, because Patty Jane was so defeated, and Patty Jane was very, unstable. And I've spent most of my life trying to be stable, and I do a pretty good job, and that's why I'm here to share. Is because even to this day, even to yesterday, feeling like, the thoughts of, you come in that, oh, I'm a fraud, and oh, this, how do you overcome those negative thinking? I call it stinking thinking. The spinning wheels of the negatives. And we have to be able to talk to our minds instead of let our minds talk to us. And that's what I learned to try to come out of my childhood.
Very powerful.
Thank you. See, this was one of my life coaches, actually. His name was Jesse. And Jess Talk is his. I haven't talked to him in probably a decade, but I'm giving him a shout out because he taught me. I sat down with him one day years ago, long time ago, and he said, PJ, the only reason why you're alive? And I said, no, why? And he said, because you're smart. Because if you had to depend on your emotions, you'd be dead. And so true. I was such an emotional basket case when I was younger, and some days I still am. My daughter will tell you that.
We were talking about that earlier because I'm very sensitive, and I never knew exactly why I was so sensitive. And then I was reading about different types of people and personality types, and I related to empath.
Yes.
But it's not something you choose.
No.
You're just born that way.
Right.
You know, I would go with my family, and we'd be at a big function, and everyone's dressed up, and you know, the family, everyone's got the money, and then I'm looking at the server. Do you need a little help?
Yeah,
I was always
right.
like that. I wanted to be with the underdog, or it's like a natural
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
I just want to help people, and that isn't always a good thing to have that type of
Well,
personality.
we do
but
attract some that don't.
we attract
Yeah.
narcissists.
Yes.
So we have to learn. I've learned now. I got
Narcissists
it
hate
under
me.
control.
Absolutely
They hate you?
hate me. Narcissists hate
But
me.
they like you at first, maybe?
They like me at first, yes. But then when they read, you know, if I'm not able to be pushed over, then they don't, you know, they don't like.
They
that.
don't like it. They get real mad at
Did
people.
you know that? I read an article probably about a month ago that said 60% of Americans are narcissists.
No.
That's a lot of people.
That is a lot.
That's a lot of people.
Let's
know,
tell the
I mean,
audience
wow,
what a
so-
narcissist is who
Well,
doesn't know.
Wow. How do you explain a narcissist? Thank you. I forgot to bring my fan up. See, this is one thing I'm overcoming.
Hot flashes.
Hot flashes, menopause, and a thyroid condition at the same time. How do you like them apples?
Who knew? You go, girl. You can add a couple more things in there.
Yes.
Oh, she has a better. Oh, a
Oh,
real
that's
fan.
beautiful. I love these sandalwood fans. And did you know sandalwood, the essential oil of sandalwood, is actually very good for the heart? And for anyone you know that has a heart condition, they should be using sandalwood.
No, I did not
Yeah,
know that.
sandalwood is very good for the heart.
Chanel No. 5 perfume is based on sandalwood.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you a Chanel person?
No, I sold cosmetics
Oh,
and
my
fragrance.
mother
I was a
did.
vendor.
That's
I worked at Nordstrom,
Yeah,
Neiman's,
Bergdorf,
every
Bergdorf,
specialist.
and all
I was with every line.
Yeah.
I was a counter manager
That was my
and all
mom, my
that
mother.
stuff.
When I
Your mother did
yeah,
that?
when I met my real mother, she was working at the Broadway in
So-
California.
The Broadway.
The Broadway.
Now you said your real mother, so
My real
let's
mother. I
talk
met my
about
real
that.
mother when I was 15, almost
Okay,
16.
and how did that go?
It did not go well. I left her home at 16 years old. Can you imagine growing up in LA? I used to take a bus with my friends to Hollywood to play Name That Transvestite. And we're, 16 years old. I remember being at wild parties in Beverly Hills. I was in so many situations that I have been spared and kept and guarded and protected from. I've done some bad things. I've done some silly things. We've all made mistakes.
And we learn from our
Yeah.
past. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just so glad that I was kept from addiction, kept from, I never got, accosted myself because I
Yeah.
was in situations where I was very close. It could have been.
Yes.
Grew up too fast, too young. But
And that's because you were in foster care and you were kind of left to fend for yourself, maybe.
yeah, I feel like I've been on my own since I was 15.
So,
Yeah.
so the reason I was asking you a little bit about your childhood and that sort of thing is because it has led to who you are today, writing the book, talking about our topic, about victory over challenges. And where did you get the chaplain? Your name has chaplain in it.
Chaplaincy, let me back up.
Okay.
All right, from the time I was 15 to the
Deliver.
time I was 18 was very, very rough.
15 to 18.
Yes, I partied and I always had a smile on my face and people thought I was happy, but I was begging God to tell me why He put me here. And I literally from 18 to 20 was making a deal with God. You don't tell me why you put me here, I was going to kill myself. I would say things like that, stupid things like that to God,
You were
And-
hurt. You were hurt.
Yes, so hurt. And life was just way too hard at that point, being alone as a teenager, And so I moved from LA to Las Vegas, followed a girlfriend that I had, a friend that I had worked with at a restaurant.
At 18?
At 18 years old, I moved here. No, I was 20 when I moved here, I think.
Okay.
No, I was 18.
Somewhere in that area.
Somewhere there. Gosh, it's been so many years. 18 and a half, that's right.
Approximately.
Approximately. It's only been a few years ago, yeah.
That's your clone who said that.
My
by the
mini
way.
me sitting back over there.
clone.
Yes. So at any rate, after 2 years of this horrible deal with God, he put me in a house right next door to some Bible believing believers that taught me how to read the Bible and taught me how to know who I was, know what God put me here for, know how blessed we are.
So that's how
blessed we are, and
that helped
to find gave me an identity.
It gave you
strength.
a strength, yeah, something to believe in.
Yeah, so he started ministering to me and healing me over the years, but at the same time, he called me to do the same for others. And after many years of ministering in 5 different states all over the nation, I got a tap on the shoulder to become a chaplain, which is a boots on the ground minister. It's not a pastor of a church, but it's a minister to the community. And I volunteer as a Hope for Prisoners mentor. I have
Wonderful.
a young lady that I help, I talk to every week, and we get together every now and then, and we help her keep on track. And she's in school right now for getting a new degree.
Wonderful.
Very excited for her. Yes, very excited for her. We won't mention her name, but I'm very, very mwah to you when you watch this. And then also I'm an adopt-a-cop, prayer warrior over actually my youngest daughter's best friend since 6th grade, who became a police officer.
Adopt a Cop.
Adoptacopnevada.org is for prayer warriors who want to stand spiritually in the gap for those men and women that stand for us in the community. These police officers go through so much. They are put in harm's way. They are put in danger.
Can you imagine
the trauma of being a police
everyday
officer?
life like that?
So they need prayer. We need to cover them in prayer. And so I'm a prayer warrior for them. And then also I'm a certified activist as well. I am trying to help get some local legislations changed and help train people to really have their voice heard. With this week we're learning writ mandamus, which is a legal document that we're submitting.
Is that Greek?
It's
or
something
Latin?
like
Latin,
that.
maybe Latin.
Yeah, so we're doing a lot of legal and political stuff with some other friends through the Clark County School District and our commissioners, which they don't seem to be listening. But
Oh no.
But,
So victory over challenges. Oh, all right. So let's start with the basics of that. So challenges, we know what they are.
They can be people. They can be how my health has been a challenge. I've battled autoimmune diseases pretty much my whole life. I had eczema over my whole body as a child, and then
That could be stress related.
Yes. Well, there are spiritual roots to 80% of sickness and disease. So I've been studying the spiritual roots of sickness and disease for probably about 15 years now, and oh my gosh, I've just gotten a lot of healing just dealing with the emotional, mental stuff that blocks your healing. There's 30 different ways you can block your healing just in your thoughts, or in your lifestyle, or in unforgiveness is a big deal. That's why I brought this. One another's. These are my one another's.
One another.
One another's. These are the one another's. To stay sane, to stay stable in life, to overcome challenges, to be victorious over, we have to be forgiving one another. We have to be praying for one another. We have to love one another. We have to edify, build up one another. We have to honor one another respectfully. We have to accept one another. We have to benefit one another. Again, let me ask, how many people know that the word kind means to benefit? Nobody ever knew that, did they? You thought kindness is nice? It is not. Did you know that?
No.
The word kind does not
I'm
mean
learning.
nice. The word kind means to benefit, to be a benefit to one another. That's kindness, and to encourage one another. So I've just put my passion into, I just want to be what God put me here for, Let me glorify you, God, please, everything I do.
You're very positive.
I try.
You've trained yourself from a young age. It sounds like when you were about 18 or 20, when you moved next to the neighbors.
Yes.
And do you battle with this?
I still battle
you were
my mind a
saying-
lot sometimes. Yesterday, I think I had a little battle. Like I said, I was feeling like a fraud yesterday.
You felt like a fraud. I was
felt like a
battling
fraud.
the pink box donut. I keep bringing that up.
Yeah, there's still, mental and emotional challenges but I'm better at overcoming them. Like I tell my older daughter, who's got some challenges she's trying to learn to overcome, is that life doesn't get better. Only we do.
Yeah, I come from I had a lot of challenges as well growing up, and my sister, I had an older sister, and she died from heroin, and then I lost my mother. She was very young. I lost both of them at a young age, so I was in my mid-30s. My sister and then my mother, and I don't have any older female role model type thing, no grandmother, no aunts. So I remember at one point I thought, who will I talk to? What do I do? And my mother's best friend said, talk to yourself. Be your own self. So, and I feel sadness a lot to this day because I don't have a sister, I don't have the mother, and my father, I have my father, I called him the other night, but he remarried and we don't see him much. So I have daughters, so then I thought, well, I'm the mother to the daughters, so I've tried to give my daughters a lot of the things that I didn't get. So we can only pass it on or move it forward to that. Right. But yeah.
That's one thing I had to overcome is, with PTSD, which by the way, that's another thing I want to correct a misconception on. PTSD is not post-traumatic stress disorder.
No?
It is damage. That D stands for damage. Post-traumatic stress causes brain damage, and people don't realize.
And actual damage of the brain
damage
cells?
in the brain. Grooves
Well,
in the brain.
they study that, yeah.
So let me tell you a very exciting way to build new healthy grooves in the brain. Anything we say with the word I am in front of it 20 times or more makes a new groove in the brain.
Wow, I love that.
So for instance, I have to say over myself all the time, I am healthy and well, 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 I am healthy and well. And 20 times, and I keep saying it. And when I counsel women and ladies
just made a
on the
fourth
phone,
of a groove.
yes, a fourth of a groove.
Sorry, I make stupid jokes. I'm sorry.
But you all get it. You guys got to do it on your own, okay? You got to do it on your own, 20 times or more. I even did it with somebody on the phone, an old lady that's in a rehab hospital. We're trying to get her to the strength back so she can get out and get home. I had her say it 20 times. I am healed, 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 I'm 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 healed. Is that 20 times? I don't know. Anyway.
It starts with a thought.
I am is powerful.
I am. Remember that. I am.
Because yes,
Me.
like you said a minute ago,
Me.
encourage yourself. That's what I had to learn to do. I was such an attention hog. I wanted everybody's attention. I still love attention, but now it's healthy attention.
But you understand why you did that now.
Yes, yeah. So now it's just about, dialing things back to, what works and, stopping ourselves. I used to panic about everything. I was a rageaholic when my oldest daughter was little, and I don't rage maybe so much anymore. I still have little panics, and frustrated with things, but those wires.
You've done so well.
Here's
you.
the thing.
How
You know
much
what?
you've
Thank you so much.
overcome.
Thank you. Here's the thing. Thank you, you guys. Here's the thing. Is success the world has described or tries to put on us cannot be the same success that we all personally strive for. My successes are not obviously making lots of money or, having a big, beautiful home, none of that. My success is, number one, I got my girls raised. It's a miracle that I could even be a mother. I wasn't even supposed to be able to have kids. I had an infection in my fallopian tubes. I wasn't supposed to be able to have babies. My babies are miracles, miracle lineage. A gift from God. And the fact that the biggest gift. It's kind of a joke, but that we all survived. All three of us survived. Me and my two daughters. The fact that we survived. That's a success to me.
You're a survivor. You're gonna make it.
Yes. And then I've overcome lupus. when I was in my 30s, 25 years ago. Right now I'm beating Graves' disease. My thyroid works. I'm healed of the Graves. It's gone. And now my the cysts are going away too. I use all essential oils, all plant, nothing, no pharmaceuticals
By
at
the
all.
way, those, you know, you can't smell us through the camera.
Yeah.
This woman has the most beautiful, every time I've met with you, I think 2 or 3 times now, I say, what are you wearing? And you were
I wear nothing but essential oils.
do you use a doTERRA?
Yes, doTERRA.
Oh my God.
My website is mydoterra.com/PJ Belanger. B-E-L-A-N-G-E-R.
You smell,
Finally said it.
you smell like essential oils. You smell like eucalyptus, and you
Yes,
smell
I
like
have it all.
patchouli, and you smell like maybe some citrus in
Yeah,
there, and
that's- I
it's
treat
like
everything.
a beautiful perfume.
I treat my heart, I treat my hormones, I treat my cardiovascular system, I treat my immune system, my mind even. I use elevation and bergamot for uplifting.
I
Yeah.
went to one of the meetings years ago, and I didn't purchase the starter set, but I know people that swear by doTERRA.
I'm 59 years old, you people.
Stop
And,
it. That's
autoimmune
not the truth.
diseases my whole life. So if I can stay healthy with battling everything that I'm battling in my body, it should be able to be doable for anyone.
Oh, you're doing great, and we're going to take a break in about a minute and a half. So I
Okay.
just wanted to let you know, because
Okay.
when we come back from the break, which is coming up, we can get more into how you overcame, and myself too, because
Yes.
we're discussing.
Yes.
I overcame a lot, and I
Let's
feel
talk
like
about our number 1, number 2 skill sets that we had to learn when
skill
we come back,
sets
okay?
and
A skill set.
boundaries.
Yeah.
Boundaries are very
Boundaries,
important.
yes.
And
I'm
we'll
just
talk
now
about
learning
that.
boundaries, actually, to be honest with you.
We'll talk about
In the
that,
last
because
couple years.
I went to workshops, and I knew I needed it,
Yeah.
but years ago, and it really helped me.
Yeah, I just took
And
a
I
class.
live. I know you don't say. You say, I'm sorry you feel that way, or there are just different things that you learn to add to your vocabulary, and ways of dealing with toxic people.
Right.
And different situations.
My baby girl teaches me the most about boundaries and time.
That's wonderful.
I've learned so much from her.
Yeah, she is. Okay, well, we will
Thank
be
you.
back
We'll see you
in
in a
2
minute.
minutes. Thank you, everybody.
Yay!
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century.
As we continue to grow and build a brand, social media shows continue to develop and discover new possibilities to help one another. Our affordable services will help us move to the next level of our journey. Host your own show to inspire or entertain others for as low as $150 per month.
You have 20 shows a week, live stream.
We are looking for sponsors. We showcase your business products and services on our network to be seen by your target market for as low as $200 a month.
That's 2 percentage points short of reaching critical mass, which will lead to faster results. We have 20 plus shows with a reach of over 80,000. commercial ads, website link, and connections to nonprofit organizations.
Let's promote and advertise your event, giving your venue the red carpet treatment. This platform allows venues that feature entertainment, singers, bands, DJs, comedy, fashion, corporate events, and family events to be showcased in a new direction that also involves your audiences. Starts at $200 an hour. We also provides video editing, website
Blowing through my city, well, you took me by surprise. A moment of perfection.
Hello, we're back.
Welcome back. This is Honeybees. My name is Dana Daye. I have PJ Belanger.
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 Sounds like
My
negligee.
ex-husband, when we were getting married, he taught me how to say it. He said, imagine you're a blonde with a J on the end. Say it real fast. Belanger.
Oh my God, that is like, okay, I'll never say your name wrong again. Belanger.
Belanger.
There it is.
Belanger.
Yeah, that
Beautiful.
Yes. Well, okay, so we are talking about victory over challenges. That's our
Triumph
topic.
over trials.
Triumph
Yes.
over trials. And
Victory, victory is our cry. VICTORY.
O-R-Y. Go team! Yay! Well, and victory, so everything that we do is it originates from thoughts. At least it seems that way. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Everything starts with a thought. That's why if you believe, a lot of people they manifest their thoughts into actions and different accomplishments. So there are people that are very successful. They have a dream and then they write it down or they act upon it. So our thoughts are powerful. Mm-hmm. And growing up with challenges, you're faced with so many things that you really don't need or expect to be. Why can't I talk today? To be faced with. I went
Exposed
blank.
to.
Exposed. Thank you. I'm
Exposed to. I see
losing
what
my
you're saying, yes.
vocabulary right here on the air. So when you were a young girl, you decided to have positive thinking. And you were telling me you have a list of, or you do something. What is it that you were saying?
Well, I just basically got myself to the point where I had to learn how to control my mind and control my thoughts. And I train every woman, I tell everybody to this day, is we cannot let our minds talk to us. We have to talk to our minds. So I had to learn to talk to myself. Like earlier you said about encouraging yourself. Yeah. That's a prime example. Yes. I had to be my own encourager. I've had to learn to be my own encourager. I mean, for most of my life, I'm my only advocate.
Yes.
You know? Especially as a child, being my only advocate.
Yes.
You know? So that's why I guess I advocate for so many other people is, number one, I don't want people to ever feel like they don't matter. You know?
Yes.
And I don't want people to go through life feeling like they're alone. I want them to know all of us have problems and challenges. We're in a wicked realm, you know, and it's not going to get better, but we can get better. And one of the ways I got better is I learned one of my skill sets that I train is called PIF, P-I-F. And I trained my daughters when they were young to practice instant forgiveness. Oh. The minute you feel offended, stop feeling offended. Get over yourself. Let it slide. Let things roll. And you know, don't be so reactionary, because I was always just overly reactionary to everything, you know, even to my friends. And you know, I used to just let things offend me so much. And so I had to learn to practice instant forgiveness, and we still have to do that, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Forgiveness happens when you accept the fact that the past cannot be changed.
Right. It is what it is.
Yes.
Yeah. I used to say, oh, well, to everything, and tried to get my girls to say, oh, well. Let's just say, oh, well.
But that's a very healthy way to think and live your life.
Yeah.
So a lot of our life is, we have boundaries. We need boundaries. Boundaries are very important. So there's a book that's called Women Who Love Too Much. And I remember I got this book not because I was a woman who loved too much, but because I grew up in a troubled family situation, just our basic family. So when I was picking bad men, so, and then I read this little paragraph that was almost mind-boggling. I remember I had to lay down after reading because it was an epiphany. It said, when you grow up in dysfunction, you don't know any better. You're not the family. They all sit down. How was your day? And how they're past the corn and the peas. You grow up and you don't have that, so you have dysfunction. So you're drawn to dysfunction. So that's what you know. So a lot of times we try to correct our own selves vicariously through finding men who need help. So we'll find men that are broken, and we almost project that we're fixing ourselves by fixing them.
Right.
And then you get to the point where you realize that you don't want the bad men, and you work on yourself.
Right.
Did that make sense, what I just said?
Right. Yes, absolutely.
So
I know that I've
yeah.
come to the place in my life where I couldn't attract healthy men myself, or healthy relationships, or men that could commit. They would, I guess being fatherless, I always picked men that were uncommittable, unable to commit or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, I've come to the place where now I just feel like God wants all of my attention, and the work of the ministry and the volunteer work that I do takes most all of my health is a full-time job. I'm 59, staying healthy and beautiful. So
you look
it's
like
kind of
you're
a full-time,
40.
it's a
You look
full-time
40.
job.
She looks
But,
40 at the most.
Thank you. So, but it's very important to just stay, to stay where you really know you feel the healthiest, so that you can make healthy choices from there. I don't attract healthy men, then I quit. I quit. I haven't
basic.
dated for 6 or 7 years, and I think I went to dinner with one friend that I thought was a friend who even tried to, put the play on me, and it's just so irritating, and so it's just not worth my time and energy to even date.
No. I'm
It's
dating
a boundary
myself.
for me. It's a new boundary for
I
me.
take myself out to nice restaurants. I go out to nice things. I buy myself whatever I need.
Yeah.
I'm dating me.
Yeah. Well, my life is very unideal. I lost
That
my
was a joke, everyone. They're
You
laughing.
did? Oh, she heard you. Yes, everyone. Yes.
They're thinking the host is a little weird.
Oh, yeah, right on.
So I want to talk about healthy boundaries in a relationship. So I pulled up something on Google. When in doubt, Google.
Well, here's the thing. Expectations. That's where we have the easiest way for me to figure out how to learn boundaries and help others learn boundaries is by looking at my expectations and what other people expect of me, and slip that aside and stop living from expectation.
Oh, I like that. Isn't
That
that great?
was a big one for
Stop
me.
living from expectations.
From yourself or others.
Don't let yourself down.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Disappointment is, oh my gosh, it can be so debilitating. But we can't let it be debilitating. Like, I'm very disappointed in some things in my life. And yesterday I felt very disappointed, but it was messing with me to where I had a hard time staying positive yesterday. So I had to work my mind. And I had to go, okay, I am a success at this, and I am a success at that, and I'm a success at this. Yes. So, so I like, and then somebody will call and lift me up, or somebody else will send me a text saying they need something, and that'll lift me up to help them. But you have to be able to lift ourselves up and out, away from other people's expectations.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. I love that.
Yes. Nothing.
Besides that, what are some of the other healthy practices that you
Well,
preach?
I brought this little book because this is something, garbage in, garbage out, they say, right? What you read, what you entertain yourself with, it matters. What you put in your heart matters. What you put in your mind matters. And so I keep little books like this around. I am so blessed. When I don't feel blessed, I'm telling God, where are your promises? Where are your blessings? Where are you, God? Then I have a little, I have things like this to go back and look. But what else is most important too is so a lot of people journal. The things that, the things that you have overcome, the things that you have succeeded at, the things, I have so many certifications and trainings that I've done that I never celebrated. And I told my friends that my 60th birthday is going to be a prom. And at that prom, it's going to be like, because I never went to the prom, I quit high school at 15, 16 years old, and I got my GED 11 years after I would have graduated. I was already a mother and got my GED, finished my high school education so that I could go to Bible college.
Good for you.
Yes, and so, Bible college and getting to actually finish high school, those are big deals when I think back.
Yes.
Really big deals for me. And then I became a nutritionist. I have three different certifications in health and wellness. Became certified activist, became a certified mentor. I mean, and this all took time, energy, focus for me to train in these categories. And I've never celebrated myself.
Oh,
these things.
That's going to happen at 60.
Becoming a chaplain, becoming ordained 4 years ago month, November.
Did you have to take courses?
Yes.
How do you do that?
So Chaplaincy Nevada was launched by Messages of Faith Ministries, Victoria Campy here in town. She's very connected to our community, to our police officers, Metro, and all the community. She started this program, and it's literally like getting $43,000 worth of seminary training, but for free. Because we serve the community, I guess there's grants that come in, because we have all these different organizations that the chaplains volunteer into. It's for the community, so it gets funded through grants. And so it's wonderful that we get all this training that would have cost me, I went to Bible college and didn't get to finish. And then, so this is like, I got to finish,
Yes.
It was like I got to finish my
you finished.
training, my spiritual leadership training.
That's wonderful. And now, can a chaplain marry people?
Yes.
So you're you could.
Yes. Yes. I can do the sacraments, and I have performed a funeral, and I have performed baptisms. Actually, my baby girl let me baptize her years ago. But I was gonna get I got the training, right? But you have to get a county certificate, some sort of fee that you have to pay either the state or the county locally to do the weddings here. So I need to get that. That all was happening right when the pandemic hit. Like pandemic. Well, it was planned. You can look it up. We'll go there. Get real. Let's get real. That's a whole other show.
Another show.
But anyway, in March back then, I had just finished the training in February. In March, I was going to go pay the fee of the state and get the licensing and start doing weddings. And some other things happened. Some very destructive
weddings,
things.
meaning perform
weddings,
ceremony.
yeah,
when
perform
they
the
need
ceremony.
someone to.
Yes. Yeah, they call officiate.
Officiate.
The ceremony. Yes.
Yes.
I would love to do weddings, but that's something I would have to I'll go back to, because I didn't focus on it for 2 years. Well, I just have to get the local
filing.
Filing. But there's so many different things that if you focus on your passions, then it's easier to overcome the challenges. Celebrate everything helps you overcome the challenges. That's another big thing. I always threw birthday parties for everything. I always try to celebrate everybody. Just never celebrated myself, but I've always tried to celebrate everybody around me.
So you're the celebrator.
Yeah, I love to celebrate. I love to.
Is that right, daughter?
Yes.
Because death is a great fix for just about anything, but it's not a good choice.
No.
So it's like I can't curl up in a corner and die.
Yeah. Well,
So you gotta pull yourself up by the bootstraps and become a warrior. Become a warrior over your life. You become a warrior for those around you.
And
that's how you overcome.
And that's how you overcome. And the pain associated with actually having the feeling of I want to die. I've never had that. I don't believe. But you were saying
I battled suicidal ideation
and that's
a lot
very real
as a teenager, and even into my adult life, it happened like after my divorce. I went through really bad, and I had to move to LA, my youngest daughter and I, to be with a friend that helped me get over a lot of mental issues when I went through my divorce, after my divorce. But yeah, once in a great while it'll sneak in there. Oh, I don't want to live anymore. I can't do this anymore. But that's nonsense.
Just a thought.
It's nonsense. It's just a thought. You have to dismiss it. We can't help what thoughts come in, but we do choose which ones we serve tea and cookies to.
That's true.
You know, what thoughts are we going to entertain?
And what do
I
we
can't
do?
entertain those thoughts. I have to change them.
What do we do? So suicide is, we had a lot of people committing suicide during the pandemic, as you
Yes.
call it, even young children
Yes,
that were
a lot
in
of
school.
teenagers, and they're hiding it.
We
Yeah.
have veterans, we've got just people in general.
Yeah,
And
frontline workers.
what do you, is there something for the people that might be watching who are struggling with that? Is there a number for them to call?
There is suicide prevention hotline. Suicide prevention hotlines. I definitely recommend that. But you really should have people in your life. You know, I had to make sure I surround myself with people that I can, you know, get on the phone. My girlfriend Amanda prayed for me the other day. You know, I can, you know, you got to have people that you know are safe, that you can vent,
Yeah.
and you can talk things out to, and then what's
Just
the
a number?
So, if you know, you got to make sure you reach out to someone.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, so here we go. Help is available. National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, 800-273-8255. But let me tell you, prayer works too. It really does. I haven't had to call this number. Thank God.
So I want to talk about healthy boundaries. I'm just going to read them off.
Yes.
So examples of healthy boundaries are your right to your own time, the need to handle negative energy, the freedom to express sexual boundaries, the freedom to express spiritual boundaries, the right to remain true to your principles, the ability to communicate physical needs.
Wow. All of that is going to challenge tonight.
So these are the
All
boundaries.
of them.
But that comes with maybe having you didn't have the foundation.
Right.
And a lot of people even that do grow up with a quote unquote whole stable family, they still suffer from that.
Right.
Some people suffer silently. They never say a word and then you hear about them. So
Well, that's what I'm saying is please don't suffer silently. You know, you've got to have somebody in your life that you can talk to. Make sure you have, you know, if it's not a minister, that you have a good close friend or somebody in your family that knows you're battling, because you don't have to give into it. You don't have to lose to it. You can have victory over it. That's what this is all about. Victory, 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 victory. You can take the
victory.
trials and turn them into triumph, because you don't have to feel like you dominated the situation. You just got to get through it. Sometimes we feel like we have to dominate things.
Yeah.
No, just let me get through it. Sometimes it's all, you know, it's all you can do. It's all you got.
yeah. I'm learning so much from you, as are the viewers, and
We are so blessed.
we are blessed.
We are blessed.
So, what kind of praying do you recommend? You said you do a lot of
Well, you know, to overcome the mind problems and physical problems, and there's literally promises in the Bible that I speak over myself. You know, there's over 900 promises in the Word of God. Over 900
explain
promises.
that. What does that mean?
God has put in the Bible literally his heart in a contract. It's a contract. It was paid for in blood. A contract paid for in blood. Where he, in this contract, tells us how he wants to love us, how he wants to take care of us, that he has a plan, that even though we're in this realm, he doesn't have all control in this realm, by the way. Sovereign does not mean all control. It means the most powerful, the most authority. But sovereign is over the big plan. God has, and he'll use whatever goes on in this realm to get us there, to his plan. And in the Bible, in the Word of God, there's over 900 things that he has promised to do for us and take care of us and plan for us and heal us and, deliver us and redeem us and rescue us. And and I just speak his promises over myself constantly.
So, and that helps you.
Yes.
That's helped you cope.
Yes. It's coping mechanisms.
So you're
yes.
victorious, and
Yes.
you're doing great. You have a beautiful daughter. You have
I have an older daughter
grandchildren.
also. She's 32, and both of them have 2 children each. And so I'm a grandma to 4 beautiful children.
I've
Three
heard you talk about your
grandsons and my
grandchildren,
granddaughter,
yes.
and 1 little girl. Yeah,
Well,
they're awesome.
what else are there any other, we have about 10 minutes left. Are there any other topics that you want to touch on? Because
Well,
we were
let's see.
discussing our show today, and we had so many things, and I'm learning from you today, but we're discussing this together.
Wonderful.
Yes.
I've learned from you too.
Thank you.
It's wonderful. We're getting all
I
hot
don't
up
talk,
here again.
I don't talk about my family life a lot, but
Yeah. You know, I've had to learn to not talk too much. I used to talk about it way too much, a lot.
people learn about us from what we tell them.
Yeah.
So, and that's one of that's something that I've learned is I just don't have to tell people.
Right, that's a
things.
boundary.
It's like dating, for example. You meet a man, they want to know, so who did you date? What did you do? I will never tell a man again who I've dated, what I've done. It's none of their business.
Right.
They don't have to know anything
past is
about
the
my
past,
past.
yeah.
But why would we tell them? And that goes with anything in life. We are who we are. We are good people, and we present ourselves the way that we want to be seen.
Well, a lot of the trials that we bring upon ourselves, you know, a lot of challenges we bring upon ourselves
We do.
because we trusted the wrong people, we told the wrong people the wrong things about ourselves. They used it against us, you know. So it's all
have
about
to be
walking
careful
with
about that.
wisdom, you know.
Sorry about
Oh,
that.
are we?
my
we're
my
oh,
phone, I
someone's coming.
still don't know how to silence it.
Oh, fine. So it's, you know, where was I saying? Just basically
Trusting
about,
people,
trusting
tell it-
people, and
be
telling people
very
the wrong
careful.
thing.
Tell
Especially
people
not just
nothing.
men, even women. You know, you tell them, oh, this, and this. Oh, well, and they twist it against you. Even women, we know someone
We
mutual.
don't have to tell.
We have a
yeah, we
mutual
have a
friend,
mutual,
actually.
Yes, we
But
do. We can't tell people. It's not worth it.
Right,
That's
and
how I
they-
feel, at least. I'm very.
don't you find that it's interesting that the people that require the most acceptance and the most grace are the ones who aren't able to really give it?
That's
Did you ever notice that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
wow.
It is.
So I wanted to tell you, I've written a little bit about myself in a book called Love Is.
Oh.
I have a chapter, and it's an anthology, several different chaplains wrote. It's memoirs of, it's heartwarming memoirs. Love Is Heartwarming Memoirs of Las Vegas Chaplains, and I have one chapter in there. And it's my chapter I entitled Love Is a Soft Heart. So for a few minutes I can talk about how important it is to not let the things we go through harden our heart. That's a big deal.
Yes. And
Because-
that's hard to not let it happen.
Yes, it's very hard. Very, very, very hard. I'm very grateful that I have not gotten hard-hearted, because once you become hard-hearted and bitterness sets in and resentment, you're living from a negative vibration. And you know, the whole world has become very aware of energy lately, right?
They're very energy.
Yes, the precursor
Awareness.
to our physical is energy, but guess what? The precursor to energy is spirit. So which vibration level do we want to live at? I try to live vibrating spiritually supernatural.
Yes, the word vibration, that's the
Yes.
key word. I remember someone said, why are you hanging out with those people? You need to raise your vibration.
Yes.
And I didn't get it. And I tried to, what are they talking about? Then one day I literally understood what that meant. It's what you're putting out there, you're attracting.
Yeah.
So you have to go to a different level, just change your energy. And
Yes.
we are capable of doing that.
Yes.
We just have to learn.
Well, we're
and
atmosphere
understand.
shifters. We can shift a whole atmosphere. I can walk in some places and shift the whole atmosphere if I'm in the right mind.
Can you explain that? Does anyone know what that is?
Well, basically, you know, again, everything is filled with energy, and if we're vibrating high, and people can be somber and sad, and you can walk into the room and bring joy, and change
I see what you mean.
change the atmosphere, change how they feel, how people feel. That's what I love doing. I love being an atmosphere shifter. You know, PJ stands for pure joy, because if you live from joy, It makes it easier to overcome the heartaches.
You are
Living
full
from
of
joy.
Oh my God.
It's easier to
What a beautiful
Yeah, thank
lady.
you.
So sweet. So you have wonderful energy.
Thank you. I try most of the time.
And you're very giving. You're helping. You're a kind person. You can tell by your beautiful daughter, your friends even.
Yeah.
Everyone's looking at you, smiling at you.
I hope they're proud of me.
They adore you. I
I
can
hope
tell.
they're proud of me. I want God to be proud of me, and I want my family to be proud of me. But most of all, I need to be proud of me.
You need to be. You're
I
a
need to be proud of me.
magnet. You're very. People kind of. They're drawn to you. I've
Thank
noticed
you.
that.
I
The
love
few times
people.
I've seen you.
I sometimes I hate people. Dogs are better than people. But for the most part, I'm a people lover.
That is true.
I know a lot of dogs that are better than a lot of people. but-
And cats too. Oh, well, when
But,
you work in retail, my friends and I would go home and we'd say, "We hate people. We're sick of people." You just get that was
Peopling-
that was another
peopling
joke.
is
but not
exhausting.
really a joke.
Yes, peopling is exhausting.
You get peopling. That's what
Peopling.
it's called.
Peopling is exhausting, but
Yes.
it's very important to just stay positive-minded and to let people's nonsense not affect you personally, and be forgiving constantly.
But you have to learn. You have to develop skills and the mindset to not let people affect you.
Right. If you want peace in your life, which is what I had to fight for,
Yes.
I had to get to the place where I was peaceable with my people around
And you
me.
found it. Thank
Yeah.
goodness.
For the most part, yes.
you.
For the most part, yes.
Yes.
I have a peaceful mind. I'm going through a lot of challenges right now. I was stalked by a murderer in my business 11 years ago, and my business crashed, lost my house, lost everything. And then another family betrayal. I lost another house after
my
that.
God.
So anyway, I've basically overcoming even
You're
to this day.
overcoming. And you're doing a wonderful job.
I feel like thank you.
We have about a minute and a half. How can people find you?
Well, I am PJ Belanger. It's Belanger. If you're in the South, we call it Belanger. Belanger, it looks like, on Facebook. Message me. I'm at 5,000 friends, so I can't really add anybody right now, but you can put the request in, and when I get around to deleting people, I can figure out how to get some more people on. So that's Facebook, PJ Belanger. My email address, I'd love to hear an email from you if you have any messages for me, pjbelanger7@gmail.com. And I am Agape Sowers Wholeness Sanctuary is my ministry, and I have that as on a Facebook page as well. Agape is AGAPE. Oh yes, and on Instagram, Agape Sowers Wholeness Sanctuary as well.
Say
So,
that again on
Agape-
Instagram, slower. A little slower.
Agape, AGAPE, sowers, SOWERS. Sowers means to plant. And we're always planting seeds. Are we planting seeds for weeds, or we're planting seeds for beautiful flowers? And so it's all agape. It means the perfect love of God, unconditional love. So we're planting seeds of love to be whole, to live whole. I even have wholeness on my license plate.
Oh my gosh.
Because I used to teach, nutrition, right? And I had wellness. And then I heard the Lord tell me one day, wellness is physical. Wholeness is spiritual. Isn't that cool?
Very cool.
Isn't that
Very,
cool?
very.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Let's see, Maria, how are we doing? We have about another minute.
So fight for your wholeness.
We have. Okay.
Thank you.
I have enjoyed you so much. Let me
Thank
give
you.
I know. Oh,
I'm so glad I got to come
so
on
glad.
with
I'm so glad I got to meet you. You are
Thank
beautiful
you.
inside
Thank
and
you.
out.
We're very connected already. We've only known each other a few weeks, but
Yes.
we're very connected. We're both empaths. We're both love to have fun.
Girls just want to have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that song.
Thank you for being on. Thank
So
you
live
for
for your
the studio
passion.
audience.
Remember,
Thank
we are
you.
very blessed.
We are blessed.
We are blessed.
And
Love one another.
and people that are looking for someone, do one-on-one.
I do a lot of coaching over the phone. Prayer for people. Anybody wants to pray, they can call me 702-338-7870. If it's for prayer, you call me.
So you're out there. You're there to spread positive energy, uplift
Raise
people,
everybody
help
up.
people, raise people up. You're a wonderful person, and let's Big round of applause for PJ Belanger.
Thank you. Fun.
Right?
That was
I did
good.
it. All right, thank you, everybody.
That's good. Thank
See
you.
soon. Bye-bye.
So